Good morning, Josiah. This is your DMR week 5, day 1. Number 1, write a fraction to represent the shaded part of the circle. Okay, remember with fractions, when you have shaded parts, your top number, which is also your numerator, is going to be how many sections are filled in. Your denominator is your bottom number, and that is the total sections on whatever you're looking at. I can't see the lines on my copy, so I'm not sure how many sections are here. You do know that this is a whole, this here, line across here or here would be a half. If you did it in fourths, it would be quarters. But I can't see my lines. I'm hoping you can on yours. But here's an example of this. So with a fraction, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 total sections or pieces. That is your denominator. Your numerator is how many are shaded in. So on this example, how many are shaded in? Just 2. So that is your fraction. Okay? Number 2, solve 3 100ths plus 6 tens. Remember, with fractions, you cannot add this when you have different denominators. So you need to find the least common multiple that would go into this. Well, this one is easy when you're doing hundreds and tens, because the least common multiple is going to be 100. 10 times 10, what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. 10 times 10 would equal 100. So you would rewrite this like this. 300ths. My pen skipped out here. 300ths. Okay. Plus, it changes this to 60 hundredths. So this is 60 hundredths. Okay. You add the numerators, which are the top numbers. You leave the denominator the same. Leave it the same. So your denominator will be 100, and you need to add your numerators. That is all you need to do. Number 3. What is another way to express decimal 98? That's not a period, that's decimal, because it's in the front of the number. So decimal 98, the number they give you, 98, when you have a decimal, this is your numerator. So that is your top number. Then your bottom number, your denominator, is going to be whatever place value this last digit to your right is in. So you have to, if you don't remember, pull out your place value for decimals. Remember, to the right of the decimal, you start with tenths, tenths, and then hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. So this denominator is going to be whatever place value this is in. So if I was to do, let's give you an example that's not this one. Let's do decimal 4. Okay? Writing that in a fraction, your 4 is going to be your numerator on the top. What place value is this in? This is in your tenths place. Remember, tenths, not tens, but tenths. So then you're going to write a 10. Okay? So decimal 4 is the equivalent or same as the fraction 4 tenths. If you forgot your place values for your digits to the right of a decimal, you have a resource that Mrs. Enriquez gave you on a little ring that has your decimal place values. You need to find that chart and figure out what your denominator would be for this. Okay? Converting decimals to fractions. This is always the numerator. Then your place value of the last digit to the right is going to be your denominator. Okay? Number 4. solve decimal 8 plus decimal 13. Okay, write your answer as a fraction. So when you do decimals, you need to line them up, the decimals. Okay, when you're adding, you line them up. So you're going to do this here. Decimal 8, decimal 13. Okay? If you were subtracting decimals, you line the decimals up also, but you must put your bigger number, Big Papa, on the top to do a subtraction. This is adding, so it's fine this way. You may add, and you should add, a 0 to hold your place value. Then you're going to add these like normal, bring down your decimal, and that will be your answer. Okay? Now, they're asking you to write that answer in a fraction. Let's do another one that's not that one as an example. Let's do 0.5 plus decimal or 0.12. Okay? So I'm going to put a 0 here to hold my place value. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 5 is 6. That would be my answer. It's not 12 plus 5. That would be incorrect. You need to put your 0 to add your place value. Okay? So that would be 62. Now, number 4 is asking you to write it as a fraction. This is decimal form. Fraction form would be take this number, put it here as your numerator. That's your top number. What place value is this 2 in? That is your hundredths place value. So your fraction would be 62 hundredths. Decimal 62 is the same as 62 hundredths. Okay? Number 5, find all of the factor pairs. Factor pairs, you must write them like this. 1 times what is 50? Well, 1 times itself is a factor pair. When they say factor pairs, they want 2 of them together. So 1 times 50. If it just said factor, you could just list the factors, not as pairs. Okay? So your next one would be 2 times what is 50? And you need to continue until you get all of them. Can 3 go into 50? 3 times what is 50? If it can't go into it, then those are not factor pairs. Can 4 go into 50? If it can, then 4 times what is 50? Okay? 5 times what is 50? 6 times what is 50? Only if it can go into it without a remainder. So factor pairs are the 2 digits that would equal the number they gave you. I'm going to give you a hint with the second one. 2 times what is 50? Well, 2 times 25 is 50. We know that, right? Now, see if 3 times a number would go into 50 evenly, no remainders. If not, then those are not factor pairs. What they're asking you is digits multiplied together are considered factor pairs to equal whatever digit they gave you. Okay? Let's do a simple one. Let's say they gave you 10. What are the factor pairs for 10? Well, we know 1 times 10. That's obvious. 1 times any number itself is itself. Those are factor pairs. Can 2 go into 10? Yep. 2 times 5 equals 10. Can 3 go into 10? No, it cannot. 3 only goes into 9 equally. Can 4 go into 10? Nope. Can 5 go into 10? Yes. 5 times 2 is 10. So those are all of the factor pairs for 10. Okay? Have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Give me a text or call if you need help with anything else. Bye.